everyone to this session. So this is a track two of distributor and distributor and merchants workshop, and we focusing on the marketing part. So from the last session, we focusing on the business model and as well as the distributor portal. So to give you an understanding how to use the tools that we have, and also you're participating the improvement of our distributor portal to make your business more more smoothly with Pundi's platform. And in this section, we are going to have more in-depth look into how we can market this product, and in terms of different perspectives from the marketing perspective, and we hope that this section will be helpful to you. So maybe this session will be presented by me. My name is Paco. I'm the Chief Ecosystem Officer in Pundi's, and I have been with the company since the beginning. And also with me is Suhan. He is the director of the global marketing and play a very important role on also on sales, on marketing part. And we also have our colleagues, Malcolm, Joel, Pedro from the business development team. So you might have some contact with them before. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat. Also, I would like to introduce our special guest, Greg from Maker Foundation. Hello, Greg. So let's get started.
Right.
Bless you.
God bless you.
So, can everyone see the screen that I shared, or is it? I think it's.
I can see Suhan at the moment.
All right. I think the shared screen has dropped off. Okay. Should be okay. Great. So, please shout or please stop us if you have any question at any point of the session. It's about being interactive, and I think we want to use this opportunity to really help you guys as well, and to grow together. So here are some key things that we're going to go through. First, we're going to talk about the different roles we have in our ecosystem. And I think we're going to cover as well who are the potential customers who are going to use our solution. And also talk about marketing in terms of what are the different strategies to help promote and drive adoption of the XPOS transactions, what kind of materials and what kind of support we can give to you guys as well. We have also included some ideas to consider that we could potentially roll out in your respective markets as well. So gonna jump straight into roles. So I think most of us here are aware there are basically a few roles in terms of partnership, starting with the master distributorship. Essentially, we have a couple in different markets. And I think the more common partnership that we have, mostly in the core right now, would be our distributor partners. And they are key to us in terms of deploying and also scaling out the XPOS ecosystem. There's also resellers and the affiliates as well, who often is the first point of entry to start collaborating with us. And slowly they work towards their way towards distributor and ultimately master distributor as well. And last but not least, which are equally important, are the merchants, which ultimately are the ones pushing it in stores as well. Yeah, so just to give you the context of the types of partners we have in the XPOS family. And then next, so we have the different types of customers, which I believe Paco is going to elaborate more as well, which we are all probably familiar with.
And according to our experience, for the past 2 years, we saw that the customers that we onboard, we divided into 4 types. I don't know whether you agree or not. First of all, we talk about the freebie hunters. So when you host a free tokens distribution event, and those freebie hunter will be coming here, and then they listen to this news, and then they would like to participate in, and then they help spread the news on the social media. So the freebie hunters actually plays a quite important role in the adoption. They participate all the events, and they help to promote the messaging of the company. So this is a freebie hunter, and they also participate all sorts of projects. They chase for the free stuff. And the second category we see is the bank hater. And those bank hater, they have the experience of the current financial institution that may have failed them. Like, for example, could be a very difficult way to get a bank account or transfer money, and or the cost of the transfer is very high. And these people, they prefer the new technology, and they think that owning their assets is very important to adopt cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency, when you own the cryptocurrency in your private wallet, you own your private key. So they have more aspiration to change the world, to actually persuade people to move away from the traditional banking system. And also we can see in the cryptocurrency world, there are a lot of traders. The goal is making profits. So they're very much concerning about what's happening in the existing crypto space. And then they will listen to all kinds of information, and then to make the decision to do all the tradings. And also we see some people from the new users, we call it crypto newbies. And they are very curious, because their friends were talking about it. And then also not only the friends or family, they listen to it, and then they would like to try. So mostly we may encounter those people in the retail space, which is the crypto newbies. They have curiosity of what's going on in this industry, and then they might want to try to own cryptocurrency. So this is 4 types of customer that we think in the past 2 years, and then we onboarding those 4 kinds of customers. I think it's very interesting to share this observation. Okay, next. And for Pundia's system, we monitor during this pandemic months. We saw that we compare the transaction on our platform. We see particularly crypto sales increase 40% compared to Q1. Q1 is the beginning of the pandemic. At Q2, we got 40% up in terms of crypto sales. And as always, we see from our system, there are quite a lot of shares. Among those transactions, there are 71% of the transaction generated from the crypto sales on our XPOS device. So people were doing a lot of like acquiring crypto through XPOS. For the pay, it's relatively smaller, because this is, I think the adoptions is starting from you own the crypto first. So when you see a lot of promotion message, it could be paying with crypto, but we see that there are actually a lot of transactions coming up from the sales, crypto sales, which is selling cryptocurrency to the users. Next. And in terms of transactions, so for crypto sales, we talk about a lot of transaction happening in crypto sales. And we see that the top 5 country would be Australia, Spain, Chile, Brazil, and Colombia. And for the top sales tokens, first is FX token, which is our FunctionX token, I believe, because of our mainnet is going to launch and people very much interested in FX. So they purchase FX from XPOS devices. And this is unusual actually in Q2. Usually you will see BTC is the first, and then you will see US, actually ETH is the second in the previous quarter. But since Q2, we also onboard USDT based on the request. So we see a lot of crypto sales coming up from on the USDT. And we have MPSS, and surprisingly, we have Kyber network coin to be the one of the top sales tokens in Q2 2020. Next slide. Oh, this is for payment, sorry. Oh, here, this is for payment. So the payment, the top 5 country, the first one is Chile, and the second one is Spain, and third one, Australia, fourth one, Brazil, and fifth one is Colombia. So in this list, you can see from both crypto pay and crypto sales, you see the country in Latin America is very, very active. For crypto pay tokens, we see USDT as a top pay tokens, and then MPSX, which is our tokens, and BTC, FS, and ETH. So this is the paid token, top tokens. In the system, we have about 20 tokens on our XPOS devices. Next slides. So the next one, we were explaining about the pricing strategy. So I'll give it to Suhan to lead these sections, to talk to you more about how we can come up with a good pricing strategy for your merchants and also for your distributor.
Yeah, I think the next few slides, the intention is basically to think of different ways and approach to really drive deployment, because ultimately as a partner of PundiX, the key goal is to deploy as many as possible and then to drive volume. So to start off in terms of a pricing strategy that we offer, so this works in 2 ways. The first one is obviously you as a distributor partner, you will have the opportunity to also lease from us in addition to buying the XPOS itself, if you do require additional units. And in addition to that as well, for example, let's say you hold 10 units of XPOS and you're going to deploy to your merchants. One direct way is obviously for you to sell it to your merchant. But the other way that you could consider perhaps is approaching in on the leasing model, meaning instead of the merchant committing upfront amount to purchase the XPOS from you, perhaps maybe you can make it a little bit more attractive and get them to try. I know most of us, when we deploy through the merchants, we maybe give it to them in terms of a free trial period, a month, 2 months, or 3 months. But sometimes I think we realize that if you make the merchant commit a little bit of a small amount, they might be incentivized to actually use the system. I think it's human psychology, right? Sometimes when you give it to them free, they don't really want it. So you could collect a deposit from them. You can choose not to as well, depending on your relationship. But what we have here is more of a guide as well. So obviously when we put down in place of a leasing model and how you can still generate continuous income or revenue is, sure, you offer it to them at a lower cost, but perhaps for every transaction, instead of not taking a cut, you take a cut, whether it's a crypto sales or payment as well. Yeah. So this is something that you can consider, and it's also something that the merchants are very used to, because I believe in most markets, for the point of sale solution that acquire in store, they usually buy it from a bank or a sort of payment service provider as well. And these players, they do charge quite a significant amount of fees. So they charge a monthly leasing fee. They also charge a transaction fee as well. And most of the time it's pretty high compared to what we have, which is really flexible as well. So they can see the benefit. Yeah. And in terms of product features, this is more to re-emphasize what we have in the XPOS. And obviously we are aware that other than transacting with payments, and we recently also integrated the PayPal feature as well. The really unique feature of XPOS is customers could come in and they could purchase crypto there and there in store. And it's a very unique thing in a way, because once they purchase it, then they realize, hey, this is something real and this is something tangible as well. And I will spend a little bit of time to talk about something that we are beta testing as well, which is the on-chain payment methods and the on-chain crypto sales method. So starting with the on-chain crypto sales method, I'm not sure if anyone has already tried this feature out in their XPOS, but essentially at the moment, we are allowing on-chain transactions in the XPOS for two particular tokens. One would be ETH, and the other would be BNB, which we are currently trialing for. So if I'm a customer coming to an XPOS merchant, I don't need to use my X wallet or XPass card to transact with the XPOS. We can accept any decentralized wallet or any private wallet to that matter. So let's say you have a Trust wallet or any ERC20 wallet of your choice. You can come in and you can start to buy ETH or ETH immediately from the XPOS. And what you see here in the screen is basically the keyframes of what transpire. And currently it is still in beta mode. So some of the things we are still constantly refining. And if you are really trialing it, feel free to send us your feedback and suggestions as well, so that we can get the team to improve. But ultimately what we want to do is make it really easy, so that even customers without the X wallet or XPass card, they can still use their wallet and immediately transact. In this case is to deposit an XPOS via, the ETH. In the next screen, it's about how you can transact and pay with your private wallet as well. So say for example, you're going to buy a cup of coffee and it costs $5. So the XPOS merchant will key in $5. And then if you're using a private wallet, you can have a choice right now to either choose ETH or BNB. And say you choose ETH, and then the next screen flashes out will be basically the exchange rate and the current price that will be locked for 120 seconds. And in order for I, as a customer, to make payment, I just need to scan the QR code that's shown on the XPOS and then send my fees across. Yeah. So
just to add on that on-chain payment and on-chain sales only available on the original XPOS device. So we also have integrate our XPOS on Ingenico, as well as Verifone and PAX device and Sunmi, that's upcoming one. So these branch out devices, we don't have on-chain payment and on-chain sales. So we want to make this feature more perfect because there are a lot of testing to be done. And when these features have been matured, and then we can bring to other devices. So people who has, for you, if you have original XPOS, is very lucky. You can get to try all the new features that we have.
Yeah. And I'm sure some of you are wondering, so right now there are 2 tokens, so what's going to come next? We are looking to onboard other more tokens as well. And obviously, we're looking to onboard DAI pretty soon also. I saw a question from Carlos. Yeah. And so that's the on-chain payment. So go ahead and have a try. It's not perfect right now, obviously, because it's in beta mode. But it works, and it gives you a glimpse of how we further push the XPOS solution further to really encapsulate and also extend to the other decentralized methods as well. And of course, other than the X wallet, I think the really unique thing that we have in our ecosystem is being able to use the XPOS card to transact as well. Essentially, it's like a offline debit card to hold different cryptocurrencies as well. It's fast and instant. And the great thing is you can pair it with your wallet, and you can control the funds and move it around as well. I'm just looking at the chat to see. Okay, great. And of course, the cool thing about the XPOS card is you can design and have many different kind of visuals and do it for different events as well. For example, last year during F1 in Singapore, we actually developed a specially themed card for the event, and we could sell it at a higher price as well. In general, we find that customers are actually quite intrigued and to own their first Bitcoin card, and they're willing to pay a slight premium for that, which I'm going to touch on later on in the presentation also. So I'm going to pass this section to Paco, as she's going to talk a little bit more in terms of how to receive payment.
Yes. So there are 2 major features that for you to conduct crypto sales. The important thing is that how I'm going to receive the payment. So one is that you can receive it through fiat. No matter is it a Japanese dollar or euros or American dollar, you can receive fiat. That's from your side, and also you can receive credit card payment through PayPal. So what we suggest is that you can, in order to receive credit card in a contactless payment environment, so you need to register a PayPal business account with PayPal, and then to activate this feature. So when you send a link to the customer can receive it on their phone, and then they can pay directly on the phone. So in the process, they don't need to, go to your XPOS and then to touch on your XPOS devices, and instead they will do it on their phone with or without PayPal account. So if they have PayPal account, they can pay through their own PayPal account, or if they have a credit card, and then there's an option in PayPal that you can pay through credit card. Next slide. And for crypto pay, for example, if a customer walk into your store and you can accept these tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Kyber network tokens, DAI, USDT, and all the tokens listed on there. So these are the tokens that we supported, and upcoming ones we are going to we are actually announce another blockchain that we were going to integrate, which is OneChain. So we are going to integrate OneChain, WBTC, and WETH, and WEOS. So which is very exciting for us, that we would like to have our system to support as many tokens as we can. And of course, there will be some tokens, they were launching their mainnet, which they were leaving the ERC20 system, and we are not able to support in the future, and we will also give you the previous notice on that one if there's something like this happen. So please bear in mind that the crypto projects, like they will some of them will have the plan to migrate to the mainnet. So you might need to have a preparation that their token might not be ERC20 anymore, and then you will be assist your customer to migrate their tokens, and also we will also assist our customer to migrate their tokens to the correct to make sure that they don't miss the opportunity to do the token swap. Next slide. So the next one would be the promotion part. So which is Suhan will elaborate more on how you to decorate your retail space and then to attract more people's attention.
Yeah, so over here are some examples of the merchant materials that we'll provide. And obviously, we are happy to adapt and create more according to your requirements and needs as well. We have a design team that's quite flexible and fast to build stuff that is more relevant for your markets. But this is a snapshot of the potential asset to drive excitement and awareness of the solution itself. And just to give you a sort of a glimpse in different markets. So for example, in Brazil and Argentina, there are different collaterals as well that the XPOS merchants are using. And just to quickly touch on, so I think some of you may be aware, we are applying for the Payment Services Act license in Singapore, which is something that the Central Bank of Singapore, or the MES, we call it, which is implementing for all crypto-based companies as well. So the deadline for application is actually this Friday, and we are in the midst of completing our application already. And of course, as part of being regulated by MES in Singapore, there are certain requirements that they require us to do. For example, we are required to put up a risk warning in our solution to make sure that whoever is transacting in our ecosystem, they are aware of the risk and also the notice as well. So just so you know, in case you do see these or you see any communication for us, this is the context of the reason why we're starting to do this. And also you might realize that we are also getting users to maybe do their KYC verification in the X wallet as well. And these are the sort of the steps which MES sort of require us to fulfill. Yeah. And of course, from an online support perspective as well, we do have a very engaging community, and whichever merchant and partners that have come on board, we'll do our best to help push in your respective markets and also on social media as well. And of course, we do know that in the crypto space, Twitter is sort of the medium of choice, and we do have a quite robust following. So we'll continue to push there, and not just there as well, but on our website, where we'll continue to highlight our partners and to push to drive awareness. And if you have any ideas as well, we'll be more than happy to listen and collaborate and potentially throw some promotions also. So feel free to reach out to us to see how we can make use of our online channels to reach out to more audience.
And also, I'll give you one more some example of how other merchants are promoting the crypto payments part. This is the bridal shop in Cyprus. Basically, they design like 3 types of different banner on social media. So one is to try the a Bitcoin sign, and the second is trying to to show off all the devices, XPOS devices, and basically it's more like to attract the PundiX community. And the third one would be maybe for the people who are aware of already in the cryptocurrency, and then they know all kinds of tokens to show off all tokens that we supported, not only Bitcoin. So the first one you see, the design is more for newbies. So it's more because people are more aware of Bitcoin. So so they end up with choosing the first one that actually the third one. So to attract more the adopter, to attract them to consume those tokens in the store. So this is one of the example of how you can design your banner to attract different target audience. The next slide. And also we will help the merchants to feature your store. We are very, very happy to feature you guys in terms of the what your journey that you have to adopt cryptocurrency. I know it's very early stage for you all, and it's mostly to share about the thoughts why you come into the cryptocurrency space and why you believe in this payment or this cryptocurrency, to show the story, and as well as to show your store, because we want to promote you on our website. And so we create a series of XPOS merchant series to feature the merchants. So we already feature Brazil and Korea. We're looking forward to feature more merchants in the future. So please contact either me or Suhan or we will reach out to you or your merchants to do this story once we see you have a very interesting story or transaction records, and then you have very, very active transaction. We will invite you to do this series. All you have to do is to answer a few questions from us, and then we will actually make a story to post across our channels. Next slide. And also one thing you can consider is that you can have a joint promotion with the blockchain projects. This is one of the examples that from Korea. We work with one of our listed tokens, which called Carry Protocol. So Carry Protocol is actually a CRM system. So what they are doing is that people go to the merchants to have a coffee. The merchant called off-chain. They have a coffee, they can have 50% crypto rebate. So this is very interesting promotion because for consumer, they can get a huge discount by just buying coffee in there. And also they can use the crypto and they can earn crypto. For merchants, they can attract more customer to visit the store, and then you can do further engagement with them. So we sometimes we will have the blockchain projects to ask us how we can collaborate together, and that will be the promotion in your space, and we can do this kind of event together to attract more adoption. Next slide, please. And also we have the map system, which a lot of people doesn't know about. Now we kind of, because we have hundreds of merchants, boy, it's very difficult to keep track all of them. And also we need them to be willingly to disclose their location. So we have this mechanism for the merchants to submit their locations so that the consumer can find you very easily, so that they can spend the crypto in your store. So please make the best use of this system that you submit your location. And also from time to time, our staff will be contact your merchants as well to make sure that the address is correct. So if you haven't done so, I will encourage you to invite your merchants to do that. Next slide, please. And we also have online training tutorial for both merchant backend and X-Wallet tutorial. So to teach you how to use all kinds of functions of X Wallet, and also how to use all kinds of features of backend system. So each features will have one short video about 30 seconds or 10 seconds or 20 seconds. So spend a little time to go through this tutorial. That will be very, very helpful for you to either to know this product in depth, or educate your merchants in depth, or you can invite your merchants to learn those material, the tutorial, if they don't have time to read all the written stuff. And this is very interactive. This is just a few seconds, and then you can learn a lot from the tutorial how to leverage more from the tools that we gave it to you. Okay. So the next one, I will give it to Suhan to share more ideas of how to promote crypto adoption through XPOS.
Yeah. So I think I put down some examples. So I mentioned earlier during the presentation about us creating an event last year during F1. So what happened was our Singapore partner, DQPay, they managed to get a booth at an F1 after party. And what we did was we set up a booth to allow partygoers a chance to buy their first Bitcoin. So we designed sort of a special card. So we actually take the regular XPOS card, and then we create a special design and print out as stickers, and we paste it over the XPOS card as a quick and easy way to create sort of a limited edition NFC card for people to take advantage. And what we did was we sold the cards for $20 each, and we loaded about $10 worth of Bitcoin. And surprisingly, people do get really interested to buy them. We managed to sell about 40 to 50 cards during the event. So it was a trial to gauge response, and we were quite surprised because it's really minimal effort for us. We just got a few part-timers to cater to the partygoers, and most of us were there just to showcase for during the after party. But it's a good experience, and that's something you can consider as well in your local markets. If there's any event which you could potentially showcase and give a chance for people to buy and get experience their first crypto transaction, and also a chance for you to sell the XPOS card differently as well, rather than in stores. And I think the other really interesting manner to start encouraging customers to potentially get exposed to crypto or digital assets would be maybe for every transaction, even though they pay with their regular payment methods, you can encourage them to get their change back in Bitcoin, get their change back in DAI, get their change back in whatever crypto of choice that you want to promote. And let them accumulate, sort of make it fun, right? And in essence, they will continue to keep the crypto. And let's say in the case of Bitcoin, if Bitcoin continues to grow to a certain value, they could see that for themselves as well, where their change will be able to grow to a substantial amount, hopefully over a period of time. And the other way which we could potentially explore in different markets would be the so-called remittance model, where, for example, right now, our customers in Indonesia, they could actually make use of the IDRT project to convert IDRT to local rupiah, fiat rupiah, and bank it into their Indonesian bank account. So that's one example where we could use the XPOS as an entry for customers to send money back home, for example. It doesn't necessarily need to be IDRT. It could be other stablecoins. It could be DAI. It could be USDT. It could be other, potentially gold as well. We do have DIGIX in our XPOS. And as we all know right now, the gold prices has been increasing because of the uncertainty in the markets as well. So there are different ways to really take it out of just a pure transactional basis where they just buy or pay, and you can start really building from there too. So these are really some sort of ideas that we put down for consideration, and also for you to get inspired and see potentially what else we can do together.
Mm-hmm. So the purpose is that when you do this kind of promotion, you first of all, you were kind of thinking about what kind of people that visit the most to your store. So before that, we share with you 4 types of people. So maybe for ask for your change in Bitcoin, that would be for the newbies. And for these, send rupiah back home easily. For this one, you can introduce to those who hate bank. You know, the bank charge them a lot of service fee. And then these, if you understand what type of customer they are, and it's more easily for you to onboard. So when you encounter your customer, and you can think about what type of customer they are, and then you design the types of program that was suitable for them to be on board. Yes. So I think this is our presentation. I hope it's very helpful to you guys, and please feel free to ask any questions. We're happy to take it. So we will open a few questions, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
So on XPOS, right? So it's basically how we position it. It's not like a real remittance per se, but what we're doing is we're using the XPOS for people to send money easily. So for example, if I'm a regular person who's using remittance service right now, what I do is I will either go to a physical shop or I'll go to a bank to transfer money, right? Foreign workers or the migrant workers, for example. And usually when they use these remittance services, the fees are quite high. And what we are doing here is, for example, using the IDRT as an example, is they could buy IDRT in store, and they can just send the IDRT from their X wallet to someone in Indonesia with the blockchain wallet. And the unique thing about IDRT in Indonesia is you can liquidate your IDRT into cash in Indonesia, bank it into your bank account as well. So they have make it really easy on their end. What we are doing is we are just facilitating the last mile deployment of allowing people to buy, to send it across easily.
Okay. So because of the time limitation, if there's more question, we can answer later. And now, please welcome Greg from Maker Foundation.